Hello, my fellow YouTubers and subscribers, and welcome welcome to my video. I want to apologise for not posting recently. I've had a bad cold, so I'm trying to get over that. So if my voice sounds like it's straining, then I apologise. I will do my best to make sure that I can provide a good video for you today. So this video has been a little bit of a wait, so I do apologise. Now, I was going to do this in two different videos, but I thought, because I'm not going to have a huge amount to say about each one yet, because, well, these movies haven't actually come out yet, I will keep it short and to the point, and I'm just going to do the whole thing in one. So, today I give you my top 5 most and top 5 least anticipated movies of 2023. Now, like all my lists, this is a purely subjective list. I'm not saying these are the movies that you should or shouldn't look forward to. This is just, in my opinion, what I am most and also not looking forward to in 2023. Okay, so let's start with the least list. So the films I'm really not looking forward to this year. Okay, so coming in at number 5, Super Mario Brothers. I am just not gripped by the trailers. I'm sorry. I'm really not gripped by the trailers. I don't think this movie is going to be that good. I really don't. It looks nicely animated, but the fact that it's another, end of the world story, we have to stop, Bowser from destroying the world and taking over Mushroom Land, the whole movie may as well be on magic mushrooms. And Chris Pratt as Mario, what a stupidly bizarre choice, considering that he can't seem to do an Italian accent. His Italian accent in the trailer is god-awful. Although, I will give it this, I'm glad Anya Taylor-Joy has been cast as Princess Peach, and I'm actually okay with the way they're changing her character, I don't think it's kind of enough for her to be just this princess, this damsel in distress. Making her a bit more of a warrior, that's fine. If it's kind of like Princess Fiona in Shrek, where, even if she does get captured, she can fend for herself. That's kind of nice. I think that's a good character beat right there. And yes, Jack Black is a good choice for Bowser, I'll admit that, but honestly, I just don't care for this. This really isn't engaging me. I don't think it looks terrible, but I don't think it looks good either. It's just kind of one of those films where I think, it'll be nothing. I mean, if it's anything like the Sonic movies, then I will be, I will be very disappointed. But still, we'll give it a chance and see how it goes. Number 4, The Flash. This movie was doomed from the start. I'm not looking forward to it mainly because of Ezra Miller. I don't like the guy anymore. I think that I've lost any respect for him. Given what he's done in the public eye. I won't go into that in this video. That's not what this video is about. But let's just say Ezra Miller has kind of lost the respect of a lot of people and also has put DC in a really difficult situation, because how the hell are they going to market this movie when the lead actor has done so many bad things, And also, if they cancel the project, they're going to lose money. And if they delay the project, they're going to lose money. So, to me, either way you look at it, they're going to lose money. Because they're in a real standstill. I mean, it feels as if this movie is doomed to fail because of the lead star and because of what he's done and how it's affected the production. I mean, and certainly when Fantastic Beasts came out last year, the whole controversy surrounding Ezra Miller was a big thing, and it was a big turn-off for a lot of people to not go and see Fantastic Beasts. And I'm not saying it was the only reason people didn't see that film, but it was a contributing factor. And that could be very much the same thing here, and especially if he is the Flash, then it's kind of too late to recast the role, and it's kind of too late to reshoot the entire movie. Again, costs too much money. So this project has always been in limbo, so I have no idea what the hell they're going to do, but let's hope they come up with a solution soon. But needless to say, the Flash has never been a character that I've loved. He's okay. He's certainly fine. I mean, I guess the TV series is popular, and that's good for some people. But for me, I couldn't get into it. So I don't know. I'll give the movie a chance, but it's not. I'm not looking forward to it. I think it's doomed to fail. Number 3 is Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, another DC one. You know where this is going. Amber Heard. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to see this movie if Amber Heard is in it. So, as far as I know, her screen time has been reduced dramatically to like 8 minutes. So, why not just cut her out? I mean, as far as I know, that's what's happening. They might replace her with Emilia Clarke. I'm not sure if that's actually happened yet. The whole thing has been put in limbo. Like, Jason Momoa clearly doesn't want her in the movie, and neither do the audience. And as far as development hell's concerned, Aquaman 2 has really been put through it. The fact is, in a way, like, they were going to release this movie December 2022, but obviously a little film called Avatar came out, which of course features water, so that kind of put DC in a bit of a difficult situation. They thought, well, we can't compete with James Cameron, let's just delay it. But in a way, the delay probably is beneficial, because then they could work out what to do. I honestly think if this project is doomed to succeed, you're going to need to reshoot all of Amber Heard's scenes and, you know, put Emilia Clarke in it. You know, I like the first Aquaman. I think it's fun. I think it's one of the better DC movies. It's cheesy. It's fun, but it works. I don't know if I could watch it quite in the same way now because of Amber Heard, but I'm prepared to put that to one side because I like the movie. But Mira is a character that is not defined by Amber Heard. She can be replaced. I'm not saying she was bad in the role, but because of what she's done in public, yeah, why should Johnny Depp be fired from Fantastic Beasts when she is allowed to keep her role? I just don't get that. I think that's out of order, considering she is the one at fault during that whole domestic issue. But yeah, and I mean, as for the movie itself, the story and whatnot, I'm curious to see where that will go. But everything I've heard about Aquaman 2 makes me worried. It just makes me worried about the future of DC and also the future of the Aquaman series. And if they do release the movie with Amber Heard in it, well, it's their funeral as far as I'm concerned. They might be prepared to make a loss there. So, number 2, my second least anticipated movie of this year, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, or Indiana and his old bag of bones, as I call it. My God, what the fuck are they thinking? Oh, Disney just want to make a quick buck, and that's clear. But Harrison, for God's sake, it's too late to do this now. You were too old in the 4th movie. You were too old in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This is a joke. An 80-year-old man dressing up as an adventurer, and supposedly the plot is about time travel and Nazis? What? Everything I've heard about this movie is ridiculous. It just sounds awful. If it really is about time travel, I mean, have they learnt nothing? Have they learnt nothing from the aliens in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? What is this obsession with sci-fi? I mean, seriously, it's like George Lucas is overtaking the production. I mean, James Mangold is a great director, and I trust him, but because they've got James Mangold, I have a feeling they're going down the Logan route. They're going to do a father-daughter sort of thing with Indy apparently having a goddaughter, and then I reckon Indy's going to die in the end. I think that Harrison Ford's going to want to kill him off. You know, I think that's how it's going to end. And then the series will carry on with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. By this point, I really don't care about Indiana Jones. I think it works as a trilogy. It was fine as a trilogy. We didn't even need the 4th one, but the Dial of Destiny is going to make Kingdom of the Crystal Skull look like a masterpiece. I'm sorry, like, I don't want to be pessimistic, but the trailer really doesn't look good for me. John Rhys Davies is in it. Okay, fine, great, nice. Yeah, glad to see him back, but it's just the same tired old shit. It's like, oh, for goodness sake, the franchise is much like Harrison, just a tired old bag of bones, you know, trudging its way to make a quick buck, you know. I know the movie's been in development hell, I know it's been delayed, and I know all of that, and it's taken a long time to get the project going, and I appreciate that. These things happen, but there has to be a point where you say, enough is enough. It's time to bury this in the past. Much like the relics that Indy goes after, it's time to call it a day, and Harrison doesn't know when to quit. I mean, yes, it was nice to see him back as Han Solo, and I know what you're going to say. Well, he came back as Han Solo, so you're not complaining about that. Well, the difference is that Han Solo is not a physically demanding role. Indiana Jones is an action hero. He cracks his whip, he fires his gun, he runs around and jumps everywhere. Harrison Ford is way too old to play this role now, and I'm sorry, but I will take Roger Moore as James Bond in A View to a Kill over this any day of the week. So, but like always, I will give the movie a chance. But yeah, and just using the Nazis again, you know, the 3rd time the Nazis have been in the series. I mean, and like I said, and also Mads Mikkelsen as the villain, that will be nice. But again, like, why are we doing this? You know, and what, you know, Why is it called the Dial of Destiny? You know, I still think it should be called Indiana and his old bag of bones, you know. I honestly am worried about this film. I really am. I want it to be good, but I have a lot of doubts. I hope it's not going to end Harrison Ford's tenure as the character on a whimper, but well, we'll see. Dems the brakes. But if you're excited for this film, fair enough. I'm not. So, despite that, my least anticipated movie of the year is, would you believe it, The Little Mermaid. Yes, a Disney live-action remake. Oh, never seen those before. Lol, sarcasm. The Disney live-action remakes have trucked along. They have trucked along and they've built to this. The worst of the movies. Literally, nothing happens in these movies. They are just retellings of old classics, dragged out to 2 hours just for the sake of it, and adding pointless filler just for the sake of being different and not completely 100% copying their original counterparts. I'm just done. I've had enough of them, and none of them have any heart. They're made to be cash machines. I mean, some of them have gone straight to Disney Plus, and for good reason. They're just shit. They're just utter shit, and I don't think this one's going to be any different. And you know, the fact that Ariel's been cast as a black woman, that's fine. I mean, that's not the issue here. I wish the actress the best of luck. I'm sure she'll be great, but it's the reason the movie exists. Monetary. Disney clearly have no original ideas when it comes to these things. Like, honestly, I would rather see the original one re-released countless times, and I will go and see it. People would pay to go and see it, despite the fact that it's on Disney Plus. You know, people love the cinematic experience, and the visuals look terrible. It looks like a video game. I'm sorry, but I don't think it's going to be good. I really, really don't. Ugh. And what's worse is that Javier Bardem is in it. The guy from Skyfall. Javier Bardem. Oh my god, how the mighty have fallen. I really hope that he enjoys his part as King Triton. But, yeah, this movie is going to suck. If it's anything like the Pissnocchio remake, then boy, we're in for a treat. And I think, unfortunately, this one is going to be in the cinema. So, oy vey. So, now we move on to the most anticipated list. Thankfully, something a bit more positive. So, number 5. This one was a little more difficult because I'm not sure if, you know, of every single release that's coming out, but of the ones I know, these are the 5 I think I'm looking forward to. Number 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I actually quite like the Ant-Man films. I think they're pretty fun. They're good heist movies. They're a little bit something different for Marvel, and they're just fun. This one looks more like a sort of fantasy movie, which is a little different. So it's nice that we're kind of getting away from the heist thing and doing something slightly different. And like the design of sort of the quantum realm is looks great, and it's going to be quite an interesting story. And as well, like his daughter Scott Lang and his daughter are doing the mission together. So it's nice that they're giving her a bigger role as well. And obviously they're setting up for the whole Kang thing, which is nice. So I think this movie will be fun. I think it will be great fun. Will it be a masterpiece? Maybe not, but that's fine. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of fun, and I think if anybody likes to have fun, it's Marvel. You know, they're very much forward with the comedy and the jokes and the adventure. They like the fun experience. So Ant-Man is back with a vengeance, and I think that this is going to be fun. Could it be the best Ant-Man film? Who knows? But from what I've seen of the trailers, I like it, and I think it will be very fun, and it's nice to see Paul Rudd back as Scott after some time. Number 4 is quite an unusual one. Not sure if everybody will put this on their list, but Empire of Light. Now, the main reason for putting this on the list is because of Sam Mendes, the director. He directed Skyfall, Spectre, 1917, American Beauty. This guy is a talented director. He knows his craft, and I love. I mean, of all the films I've seen of him, I love Skyfall. I even love Spectre. I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that. And I love 1917. I've not seen American Beauty, but I want to. So this is going to be great, and it looks like it's a story about the birth of cinema, which is not a film we've seen about very much. So, and I think the cast look great, and again the period setting piece is nice, and I like that it's a more intimate film. It looks as though Sam Mendes is doing something less ambitious and doing something a bit more intimate, and reminding us the joys of cinema. And to be perfectly honest, in a post-pandemic world where streaming has dominated for the last few years, we need a film like this. We need a film that reminds us to go back to the cinema. Avatar recently showed us that sometimes, we need a bit of big spectacle in our lives, and we need to see films on a big screen for that reason. But this movie, Empire of Light, is going to show us that, cinema can connect with people. And I think that calling it Empire of Light is a genius title. So I think this is going to be a fantastic film. I really look forward to it. And I'm actually going to see it very, very soon. So yeah, bring it on. This is going to be amazing. Number 3 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Yeah, it was a bit weird when they dropped the trailer for this movie, because they then told us it was Part 1, which was quite surprising. But I am still looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good continuation after Into the Spider-Verse, which was a surprisingly great movie. And I know a lot of people have asked me for my Spider-Man movies ranking, but I am going to wait until this film comes out, until I've seen it, because I didn't have time to do it when No Way Home came out. And we have now got an abundance of Spider-Man movies, but, I like Miles Morales as a character, and I really want to see him progress further. We did see him in the game as well, the PS4 game, which I have played and I am playing again, which I may review as well. But as for this movie, don't really know what it's about. I don't know too much about the story, but the animation looks sublime, and it looks like it will be hopefully just as good as its predecessor. Number 2 is an unusual one, but it's Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan's new film. Christopher Nolan's previous film, Tenet, was released during 2020, during the lockdown, which sadly Nolan didn't make as much money as he wanted to. He tried his best to invigorate some life back into cinema during the pandemic, but unfortunately the conditions of the time it wasn't safe enough to go and see a film. I mean, they had to socially distance the cinemas. I remember the first day my cinema reopened, I went to see Tenet. It was surprisingly packed, but we all had to be very, very careful, because of public health reasons. And I think that this movie is going to be great. I mean, the idea of making a film about Karl Oppenheimer, I think it's something to do with the atom bomb as well. Creating the atom bomb. So there's going to be a lot of historical significance to this film, as well as it being an entertaining spectacle. Nolan loves his spectacle, and he loves IMAX. So this is going to be a great film in IMAX, I'm sure. Will it be his best work? I don't know, but I think that Christopher Nolan has never disappointed us so far. The only film I've not cared for is Dunkirk. I may be the only person that doesn't like Dunkirk, but yeah, well, it's okay. It's not all it's cracked up to be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, and I think Nolan will hopefully deliver us one of the best movies of 2023. So here's hoping. And number 1, my most anticipated film of this year is, it's Elemental, the new Pixar movie. This trailer really surprised me. I was quite impressed with it, and I liked the world. It looks like the visuals are really good, and I like the idea of it being like all the elements sort of living together, coexisting. Pixar are known for doing abstract and thought-provoking ideas. I mean, look at Soul, look at Inside Out, those kind of films. That's what they need to keep doing, and they need to keep educating audiences like that. And I hope that this is another experience like that, because if the ideas are as good as those two films, then I'm sold. I mean, I don't know who's directing it. I think it's somebody else who's directing it. Not Pete Docter. It's Peter Sohn who's directing it. Peter Sohn, yeah. He's a very talented guy. So hopefully he's got a great creative team behind him, and they can tell a really good story. And, animation is not just for children, and I think Pixar proved that. So, those are my picks for my top 5 best and most and least anticipated movies of the year. For the least list, it was number 5, Super Mario Brothers, 4, The Flash, 3, Aquaman 2, 2, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, 1, The Little Mermaid. The most list was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, 4, Empire of Light, 3, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, 2, Oppenheimer, and 1, Elemental. So, it's just my personal list. Another film which didn't quite make the list was Dune Part 2. I really wanted it to, but sadly it was just off the list a little bit. If I did a top 10, then that would probably be up there. But I'm afraid I only do 5 choices, and that was not one of the choices. But I am still excited to see that film. So anyway, thank you all for watching and listening. Please leave me your lists down below, and stay tuned for more reviews to come in the future. So until next time, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See you soon, and bye for now.